Hi, and welcome back to Gary's Coin Channel. Today we're going to do a nickel hunt. Time to open the rolls. Okay, we got the hard part done. These are from the bank. Standard rolls you get. Machine rolled, probably from large vats of nickels they acquired. We're going to go through them. If you're a nickel hunter or penny hunter, welcome to my channel. That's what we do. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and put the finds up in the corner here, and then we're gonna do a review at the end. So if you want to just skip right ahead, that's fine. But if you want to stay around, that's fine too. But be sure to like and subscribe. What do we got here? Yeah. So let's get right to it. I have my microscope view. I have my handy pack of cigarettes taped up. That helps me bend the coin in the light. Works really well. You can see I have it set up here. I'm going to start with this one here. It was interesting. I'm going to center to the screen. I'm going to jump on my microscope view. And there we go. First one up is a 77 ratty pond coin. Yeah, really not really any collector value. So put that away. We've found a few, decent issues. What we're mostly looking for are, the common error varieties. Any doubling, any die cracks, any cuds, all the above. You get them with nickels. So, and you get the machine doubling. I'm not really interested in them because you do get quite a few coins with minor machine doubling, and it's not something I find any interesting. There's just so much out there. And then we're going to keep the 24s aside and, see how many we end up with. And 25 Philly. There's an odd looking 5 on there. Looks like a little mush. Nothing substantial. 72 Denver. Got a little doubling on the collar. Offset. Nothing substantial. Again, I'm not looking for minor little bumps and issues. I'm looking for the true error coins or type varieties. So if you're interested in that, that's what I'm going to stick with. 78 Denver. Nothing going on. This is a 2-roll hunt. Should be 40 nickels per roll, 80 nickels. 2019 Philly. Nothing yet. Every now and then we'll hit the backs first, just to conserve a little time. And here we have a double P on the Philly mint mark. That it's kind of substantial doubling, but it's more of a machine doubling on that mint mark. I don't know if it's a repunched RPM. Have a little doubling above the building on the left. On top, you can see, and well, a little machine doubling on America down here on the bottom. You could see it along the letters. The A is clear. This one actually, It looks more to me of a slight rotation die, type 1 doubling, but just because there is interest in it, I'll put it aside. I'm going to save that for the end for our review. There, 04 Denver. Yeah, I'm really not interested in machine doubling, but if it, if it looks, if it's extreme, put it that way. If it's something a little eye-catching. Other than that, 2000 Denver. That last one I found was a little above the norm for machine doubling, so we'll put it aside. 04 Philly with a nice dent, scratch, gouge, whatever. 85 Philly with ring wear. That's a ring collar worn. There's a little bit of grease strike issues going on with this coin. Yeah, we have a recessed collar area. This coin, when you see these like that, in this condition, you want to look for the die clashes. This looks like a very aggressive strike. So bend the coin around. If you see evidence of the detail on the other side come through, you've got a minor die clash. This coin, I don't know if this is post mint damage PMD, but it is odd looking. It's just another coin that's gonna lay around forever. I don't think I'm gonna keep it, but we'll put it aside. We'll do a review later, because it's a little odd looking. That's all 25 Philly. So yeah, I'm not gonna bypass all the coins, but if it does have irregularities, I'll put it that way, irregularities, we'll put it aside, and then we'll review it. As far as trying to sell the coin, I don't know. I don't think it's worth even trying to list it. With the fees you get, eBay, it really has to be a substantial issue, type error, or something that really stands out. 15 Philly. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It'll help me out. 64, I saw one step. 2019 Philly. A clean strike, but nothing going on. A little weak cladding. 2012 Philly. Nothing there. That one hit the floor. I put it there purposely. 93 Philly. And that one too. Wow, it's 2 for 2. Let me move the bucket a little closer. Sorry about that. Get the back reverse first. And 22 Philly. Nothing there. That's better. Went into the bucket. 2020. Nothing here. Moving on. 64. It's been damaged. Denver. It's a very high volume coin, high mintage. No value at all. Oh, 5 cents. Let's move on. See if we can find something here. 69 Denver. Nothing interesting. 81 Denver. Another one with the high collar, deep strike. But I'm gonna get rid of that one. There's a little doubling on the collar. Nothing serious. Machine doubling. Let's see. Not something to write home about. Get out of here. 16 Philly. I'm due for a major cud. I got the feeling. And you know, if you hunt coins, you know, everything seems boring and nothing, you don't find anything. All of a sudden, boom, there's a big old cud looking at you. That's how it happens. So, let's keep moving on. Somebody messaged me. Don't you know I'm doing a video? 06 Denver. 83 Philly. She's a rat. Actually, Tom, you're a rat. Another rat. Rat T. Rat T coin. 15 Denver. Nothing going on there. Come on, guys, let's do something. 84 Philly. A scuff on the collar. It's just a dent. 23 Philly. Nothing going on. I didn't pray to the coin gods this morning. Let's start it over again. 85 Philly. Nope. 86. Another one with a hard strike. Denver. Another reverse. Very hard. You don't see many die clashes with nickels, but when you do, you see them. You can see indentation of the bust of Jefferson, but I want to see a building going right across his face. I'm greedy. All right. 96 Philly. Very matted looking coin. Moving on. 85 Denver. It's got a lot of battle scars. 21 Philly. Nope. Not even a Beehive Cud. I'll point it out if I see one. Sometimes those Beehive Cuds, I'll get my pointer out. They end up on the side of the building here, right up in here, and or here. I've seen them on both sides too, but they have to be substantial. You know, the Beehive, they call it a cud, but it's more a die crack. You know, material coming through. But everybody kind of adopted it as a Beehive Cud, and they're out there. But again, they have to be pretty substantial. Can't be a shadow of one. You'll find them. If you're looking through nickels, you'll find them. And, you know, put aside doing the real extreme ones. Some people, you know, actually enjoy collecting them. And, you know, it's what it is. You know, die chips or die cracks. 21 Philly. Moving on. Moving on. 25. Got another one with the worn dye or the excessive, grease squishing the detail. That's my guess. And it's got the rim of death. Ring of death. Get out of here. Go find a nickel slots machine or gumball. There you go. 92p. Billy. Thing really there. It looks like a tight chip on the left of the building. Yeah, that's how they start out. Those Beehive Cuds. If you look on the left side of the building, that's where the cracks were. The die chips were, and they sometimes morph into these big blobs. It's a very minor one. I'll put it aside. It's not worth anything, but just for the review. 99 Denver. Come on, guys. 14 Denver. You're promising me at least a war nickel. Get the back first. 22. Any day my quarters will be in. I got the new Independence Day. I don't know, one of them. The 1770s, whatever. When I get it, I forget. I got 2 bags coming. I'm gonna do full hunts on them. They're from the mint, so everything will be uncirculated. Should be interesting. There was a quick sellout on the coins. Luckily I got in. I got my limit and left. But let's see. They'll be all over the place soon, but to get them early on, and if you do happen to find a nice, type error or issue of any error issue, it's a good time to find it when they're new like that, especially uncirculated. If you're looking to get a little return for your efforts, coin hunting. I mean, it's not all about that. It's the fun of looking. But if you come across something that's really nice, I mean, heck, why not, right? I got Bessie Coleman's. There's a Beehive Cud. This one's a moderate one. It's not the biggest I've seen, but it's right there, And I almost have a die chip on the right, but I don't think I don't see it. But yeah, back to the Bessie Coleman's. I found a really nice one with a double, clearly double, designer initials on it. And I'm like, wow, I hit the jackpot here. And this one goes aside. What was it? $5 coin on eBay. It's horrible. Uncirculated with double, and I saw they were going for more. Something to get graded. I could spend $80 to sell a coin that'll sell for 40. But in my opinion, it was worth at least $25, because you don't see them. I mean, they're out there, but you don't see it. It's not like something. Oh, there's another one. Not like the unicorn extra V on a 23 penny. But it is what it is. It was a nice find. That's what I'm getting at. I enjoyed finding it. 23 Philly. I gotta focus on my coins here. Thinking about quarters. I got a couple hundred uncirculated Jovita Edars, the plain woman coin quarter. Jovita or Jovita Edar. And I got, I guess 150 of them or so, and I've got another 2 bags of Bessie Coleman's and what have you. Yeah, I gotta focus. I yammer on too much. I'm not even paying attention. That's how it is. You go through a box of nickels, you become like you're burnt out. And you can't. I've done it. I've done a whole box, end to end, and it took me like 2 days. But I won't do that again. I just won't do it again. It's too much work. At least with pennies, you know, you stand to pick up some wheat pennies or some nice errors. You're looking for the 23 extra B or the wide AMs and all that stuff. And, nice die cracks. But nickels, they're a little challenging. We'll see. 2000. Maybe I'm not. I'm still enjoying it. It just becomes monotonous. If you agree, let me know. Say so in the comments. If you're watching. I do these videos, nobody watches, right? That's fun. Now people watch. They just. Oh, here we go. 60. Do we have that bar? Looking for the bar. They had the bars above the date. Not here. There's something going on with that 6. Between the 6 and the 0. I don't know. It could be just dirt. 60 Denver. And it looks like we may have a repunched mint mark. Actually, I do see something there. Is it jumping out at me? No. And this is hard to put back in the bank spot here. Because of that. Well, even the repunched mints, I gotta see really, big evidence of it. This one, it looks like machine doubling, but it could be. I'm not gonna say it is and try to sell it as that. See what's between the 6 and nothing there. Alright, looking at it too hard. I was hoping to find a bar. Back to the bank. Coins as old as me. Yeah, I'm an old fart. 66. I've been collecting coins since I was about 8 years old, or earlier. I can remember playing with the silver coins. Yeah, when they were pretty plentiful. Yeah. Tied chip on that. It's nothing. No. 03. Is that a crack? No. You start seeing things. They're worn out. Alright, down to a few more. 2000 Philly. There. 23 Philly. Nothing there. 1999. Philly. Nothing there. And final 01 Philly. Alright, well, I've had worse hunts. I'm going to do my review. I'm going to go back to the software. Wait, it's out of focus. Look at that. Why did you do that? I think my phone just died. Well, we could always go here. Wonder why that happened. I'm gonna pause a minute. Okay, something reaction system. Don't ask me what that is. Something on the computer said we don't like what you're doing, so it shut me down. Who knows? All right, we got 4 coins to review. Let's get them really quick. First one up was the 80. Hey, you can see that it's 85. Yeah, it looks like an 85 Philly with the unusual collar. And the hard strike, we got grease issues here. That looks like the spreading out. That's actually from the strike when the grease is on, too much grease, and it actually damaged the coin, getting squished out. At least that's my interpretation. It's got odd, strike. Is it worth keeping? Got a little machine doubling on cents, and this is just an example of sloppy minting. That's what I'm gonna say. It's actually not in terrible shape, and it's got wear to it, and I don't know if that filled in 5 at the top is part of a die chip or a break, and it's like a cud in the process. I just don't know. But just to be safe, I'm gonna put it aside. I say, yeah, I found one of them. I'm gonna put it aside. It's 2017. What do we find here? Oh yeah, this has got the Beehive Cud on the left side of Monticello. Up here. Yeah. Here we go. Right up here. And it has issues something starting, but this is, I'm going to say this, as far as the Beehive Cuds go, this one's about a 50%er. It's not the best I've seen, not the worst I've seen. I'm going to put it aside. 03 Philly. And here we had a lot of machine doubling on this side. Nothing crazy, but then when we looked on the reverse, you look up here on the top of Monticello, there's some nice heavy machine doubling there, as well as on the letter, the E pluribus. You see the bottom of the P, and then down here in America you have traces of doubling there on the C and on the A, which is a lot clearer on the middle section of the A and the top. And you got a little bit below the steps, and then in United you see the N has a little doubling. This is a type 2 double, machine doubling. It's not really a collectible, variety. I didn't say variety. But this is a little different. I've never seen it so pronounced on a building like that. And then this coin could actually be listed as a moderate machine doubling, type 2 doubling. You also have the mint mark, the Philly mint mark. It's got a nice doubled on it, edge on it, and then some evidence on the numbers, but not much. And I don't know what's going on with the chin here. It's like a flat spot. Looks like the chin was actually, if it was PMD, worn off, or something's going on. So, yeah, these type of coins are a tough call. you try to pull them off as something special. It's really not. You just point it out, say it is what it is. You got this doubling going on, type 2 doubling. There's not a rotated die double, which would be a type 1. But it's still interesting nonetheless. So I'm going to put it in my to look at later collection. And then finally we got the 21 Philly with the early Beehive die chip. Right here on the left of the building. That's the beginning of that Beehive. You got the dies cracked right there because of the building itself, and the material below comes out, gets pressed out, mostly nickel, and causes that. But this is so minor. And I do have a pile of cuds. I'm just gonna throw it in there, just because. So you know what? Not cuds. The Beehive die chip, Beehive Cud. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna close off this video. Please like, subscribe, and again, my highlights. I'm gonna possibly do a short video of the highlights, or you can check them out later in another video. But thanks for watching, and we'll get right to doing another double roll hunt. So we'll see you on the next one. You take care.